Good evening, everybody. This is your girl, Tysandra Barnes. And I'm coming back at you all once again to drop some more words of truth and some more words of knowledge. For those that want to subscribe to the YouTube page, you can just go there and click on the link if you would like to subscribe. There I'm going to be addressing and have addressed many different topics, addressing many different issues. And there you can see some of my books that I wrote. Don't Shoot, I Want to Live, Gun Violence in America, Violence in the Hood, The Streets of Chicago, The Death of Kanika Jenkins, A Beautiful Young Soul, and also Murder in the Rap Game, Selling Your Soul for Fame, for those who like to read. And those that want to buy off of Amazon.com, you can just click on the link. Or if you want to drop a comment, you can just drop a comment below on my YouTube page and just, with your thoughts and your opinions. But what I'm going to be discussing with you all on this quick afternoon is called the case of Kendrick Johnson. I had did some research on this case, and I found it absolutely appalling how they did this young man. This young man was from Atlanta, who was attending school, and somehow got into a situation with some young men within a wrestling team, and came up dead, with his organs missing out of his body and with newspaper stuffed in his body. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous how the people have covered up his murder, far as with the police investigation, far as with those that was involved in his murder. His father is an FBI agent, and he hires some legal team members to investigate his son's death, and feel it was a cover-up, which it was, involving this young man's murder. I think it's just absolutely ridiculous, how his son was killed and was lied to and brutally stuffed with newspaper within his body, with all his organs is gone. Every organ in his body was removed. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous how this is going on within the black community. Black men and women is getting killed for their organs. And this is happening all over. This is nothing new. This been going on for years. This has become a money-making business where people organs is removed from their bodies and then they end up dead and murdered. If people not killing themselves with the guns, they killing us as far as taking the organs out of our bodies. So people really need to be careful who they go to the doctor and speak about their health problems. A lot of people need to do a lot of research and just be careful who you involve yourself with, far as with the doctors and the mortician people, because these folks don't care. They pretty much making money off of dead bodies, and it's pretty much is the black community. But this young man didn't have to die. As I did the reports, it was blunt trauma to the neck part, where the soft tissue and the nerve tissue was within the neck part. And then they covered up his murder, rolling him in the mat and dumping his body like if it was nothing. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. It was some tension between these people, far as whatever discrepancy was going on. But these young men apparently wanted this young man dead. And this was all set up and designed. It was tape showing and evidence proving. This is almost like the death of Kanika Jenkins case. But we need to focus on many other issues that's going on out here. And one of them is organ trafficking. But I commend this young man's father, getting his own legal team, investing his money to find out what his son's death was about, and getting the truth. As I did research and did some pictures, I found them very disturbing and very graphic how they did this young man. This young man was a smart young man just trying to do something with his life, and he end up getting killed with all his organs missing out of his body and stuff with newspaper. But what I'm going to be reading with you all real quick, I think is absolutely ridiculous what's going on within the community. And I did some research. And I think it's other young people have been murdered by organ trafficking. I had did some research on a young man called Nance Anderson. 51-year-old Vance Anderson died from lung condition in 2012. And was sent to a funeral home with missing organs. These are some people that I researched and studied who was involved, far as with their organs being removed from their bodies. His eyes, his brain, his heart, and his pancreas was removed. The autopsy permission requires a consent for Thomas Jefferson University Hospital to remain tissue for medical research. Vance Anderson, mother pastor, had no connections of this crime. Many believe that he was his organs were sold, and many believe that his organs was removed from his body. And they upset and they end up suing the people with the hospital and the coroners for Vance Anderson had their son organs was removed. Another victim, Nicholas Rodriguez, 2015, a 24-year-old California State Prison inmate was found after about a 15-hour prison in a garbage can in the shower next to his cell. His body was almost cut in half, and his abdominal and chest organs were removed. 2014, Ryan Singleton, a 24-year-old Georgia editorial, in the pursuit of getting acting jobs. His body was discovered in Death Valley with multiple organs removed. These are some of the victims that was involved with organ trafficking. Just like Kendrick Johnson, he was a Atlanta resident, and his organs ended up getting removed out of his body. And then he was stuffed with newspaper. People need to be aware of what's going on out here. This organ trafficking is real. Black people is coming up missing and dead. It's another report. A famous chef, he's coming to have come up missing. Was a very well-known chef, and he's missing. But I just think it's absolutely ridiculous how they killed this young man and stuffed him with newspaper, and then they end up covering up his crime. People just need to be aware and alert and ask questions about their murders, you know, when far as when if their son or their daughter end up getting killed and being sick, because these coroners don't care about you. These doctors don't care. All they care about is just making money off of people's dead bodies, and this organ trafficking is real, and people need to be aware of what's going on out here as far as with that. It's other issues in the world that need to be addressed that I'm going to be addressing soon as far as with the New Zealand case. I'm going to be discussing that as well. You know, just too many crime problems in the world. A lot of people is focusing on the wrong thing and the wrong issues. But I just want to say rest in peace to that young man. He didn't have to die in such a brutal and horrible way. I commend his father and his mother. You know, we're getting their son's body resumed, far as getting investigation and answers is being answered. And I just wanted to share this words of truth with you all. Bye-bye.